The NFL draft. All right, let me see if we can get our chat doc working. See if the chat's working today. So today the chat's working. Yesterday the chat was disabled for no reason. I didn't do anything. Just no reason, just random. Totally random. All right. So we are streaming. We do have some guests in here today, so everybody be nice. I invited everyone from yesterday's webinar. So I spent hours and hours and hours and hours working on slides for the webinar, and 15 minutes into the webinar, my computer crashed. It just completely turned off. It just shut off. Every now and then, my computer will do that. This computer. Ultimately, I never was happy, have never been happy with this computer from day one. And ultimately, I'm going to have to buy a new one. I have so many computers. It's ridiculous. I have 3 working desktops that are all very decent computers. Um, I've got one not working desktop that's a fantastic computer. I accidentally erased the hard drive in it and removed it via software from the OS. And I can't get the computer to boot to a USB drive, so I could reinstall Windows on the drive that's there, but it's not being recognized right now. It is the most frustrating experience. And I've talked to tech support. No matter what I press, when it boots up, it will not recognize the external boot drive. It's crazy. It shouldn't be that complicated at all. It shouldn't be complicated at all to get it to recognize the boot drive.
Axios reporter on X says Iran has dropped more mines in the Strait of Hormuz earlier this week. Again, this is Axios reporter on X citing sources.
So if you look at oil this morning on a 30-minute chart, what does oil look like? So, you know, initially it started the day last evening bullish, pretty tight range, and then it made a new low overnight, and then it went up, made new highs at 6 in the morning, and it got very bearish because of possible talks in Islamabad that has not really been confirmed at the moment, it seems to me. Now, on oil, we don't take too many oil trades these days. put a quick reverse continuation on oil. Change the breakout. Something's going on where the markets are selling now. Maybe it's the report that Iran has dropped more mines into the strait. 25 tick target, 25 tick stop on the oil reverse continue. And I think we'll go back to account 40 on oil, CL reverse continue, apply it, okay it. So the YM, it's early for a low of day trade. It's definitely early.
A New York Post reporter says that we have no indication yet that this will be a second round of talks. As of now, only Pakistan and Iran have confirmed a meeting with each other.
So there's no indication that talks are definitive. This evening, not yet anyway. So we could put a magnet on oil. High of day, low of day. One contract, a 30 tick target. Sorry, 30 stop. Standard target, -3. One position. Might as well program the button, the ARS button, if you get a signal. One position, 25 target, 25 stop. And then the reverse continue. We've got a 30 stop and a 30 target we could put on. That's just if you use the buttons. CL magnet. And oil, we're on account number 40. There's plenty of VWAP signals because it was chopping around the VWAP a little bit. I'm having a meeting with the programmer this coming week, talk about signals and filtering, all sorts of stuff. If you test the VWAP up, down, you're just going to get signals. Oil looks like it wants to go test the hot. It's pretty bullish at the moment. But generally, I just watch oil, and then at 9 o'clock, we just get ready for the open. We really can start our open mornings at 5 minutes to 9. Some people like to trade gold at 9 o'clock and 9:30. I mean, it really looks like the YM is going to test the low. Do you want to take a short on the YM here? Remember we set it up in the buttons? We did set it up in the buttons. Oh, no, not that button. It would be
Order
that
submitted.
button. What account am I in? Am I in the wrong account? Always. Always. Just looking for a little scalp here. A little early to trade. Not sure I'm overjoyed with doing it. I don't like to trade this early. Now it's caught me on the wrong side too. I'm tired this morning. I probably should not scalp. In all honesty, I probably should not do any scalping until the open is over. That's the truth. So I don't like momentum is against us. I don't want to take so much risk above the PP. It probably should be, but I'm almost tempted to just exit because this trade is wrong. It's really just wrong. You can tell. Definitely on the wrong side. So I'll bite the bullet and I'll just trade the open. I'll wait for the open. Dumb trading. Dumb early morning trading.
Order filled.
All right, so I'm going to wait for the open is what I'm going to do and only trade signals this morning. Not going to do anything, any more dumb trades. No more dumb. So it's a little bit early to be trading. All right, oil, looking at the open, watching the oil open right here. The oil open is going to take place at 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock. So the oil open is in a minute and a half. A minute and a half. As of late, it really hasn't moved the market very much at all. I think only once this week did it move the market enough that the opening breakout would have been viable. And that's why we don't trade it anymore.
The effective Fed fund rate was unchanged at 3.64% on 23rd of April.
All right, get ready for the open. So even the VWAP stop would not have worked. Here comes the oil open right now. Oil open. 2 ticks, 3 ticks, 4 ticks, 5 ticks, 6 ticks, 7 ticks, 8 ticks. 8 ticks down, and then it went up. Looks like it might have worked to the downside this morning a little bit. Might have hit, well, we would have had a 15 bracket, right? So you got to remember the bracket. If it doesn't move decent, I mean, after a whole minute, you have about 22 ticks. So maybe a target one, maybe a target one winner possible. Maybe. Going to put a normal reverse continue on the YM. One position. Change the breakout to a reverse continue. One position. A 50 tick target. A 35 tick stop. Label it YM reverse continue. And usually we trade the YM in the morning in 67. Got a lot of work to do in a lot of accounts these days. Even though we had a good day yesterday, we still have a lot of work to do. Now you could see oil maybe would have given a target one. It wouldn't have stopped you out. So if you stayed in it for 3 minutes, it still would be a working trade. It just happened to work this morning, the breakout. Uh, Starting my day off poorly. I've got some work to do this morning. I'm going to trade really carefully. The markets, they're not doing what I think they're going to do. Uh, 67 is a pretty healthy funded account. That was a painful scalp. That was a dumb scalp. 68 is another funded account, and my gold trade. I tried 3 gold trades. They just did not work. One worked, 2 of them didn't. micro gold. So I'm underwater on those. And then now we'll just do the open. Now we have a normal open. So let's get set up. Let's get rid of our oil strategies. The oil breakout would have worked this morning, but you had to stay in the trade for quite a few minutes. But it did work. Yeah, let me turn off my radio. I was listening to sports radio. Let me turn that off. There's nothing interesting on there. I can't think of anything more boring than the NFL draft, other than what's more boring than the NFL draft? Watching the NBA. That would be up there for me. Watching the NBA, definitely. All right, so oil. I mean, it really looked like oil was moving up, obviously, prior to the open, and then very often what we see happen is change in direction at the open. That's not uncommon. I love the WNBA. I love it, but they're destroying it because they're so stupid. I do like it. My daughter was a basketball player, so I always liked women's basketball. So I really, really thought the YM was going to go test the low, not the high. Now it's sort of feeling like a trend change might be taking place. Let's go to the MNQ. Let me see where I want to trade the MNQ this morning. MNQ, we're going to work on account number 39. Account number 39. I hope that I can trade enough contracts. So first thing is we'll modify our reverse continue for the MNQ. Couple of contracts, one position, 100 tick target and 100 tick stop. And that's just a reverse continuation for the MNQ. Label it MNQ reverse continue. You have to apply it. And what account did I want to trade that in? One of my small ones. Got to start trading these accounts. 39. So MNQ reverse continue. We have a magnet that was set up for oil, so let's modify that for the MNQ. The magnet, high of day, low of day. Two contracts going for standard target, -3 ticks, 100 tick stop. If you want to program your buttons, the signal button, ARS management, ARS position, one is two contracts, a 75 tick target, we'll do a 75 tick stop. And if you want to program the reverse continuation, you could do that also. You could put in one contract for each, do a two position setup to make it a little bit different. Stop of 75, target 125, target 250, target one stop move, go to break even. Label it MNQ magnet, and we're in account. I'm sure I chose the wrong account. Let me fix it. What did we say? I'm half asleep this morning. 39. 39. So let's fix our MNQs to be 39. The reverse continue needs to be on 39. Not 40. All right, so MNQ, high of day, low of day at the moment. It's very bullish. It's up 300 points. It's probably not the best day to take shorts, but what's interesting is the YM is negative and the NQ is way up, way up. Intel helping it. Intel had great earnings. My daughter was a phenomenal basketball player, like at 6 years old. We were going. She was playing like 3 years up. She was a really good basketball player. But then she wound up being very small. She just was amazing. She was an amazing athlete. In high school, she was incredible. 1,000 points in basketball, lacrosse, incredible lacrosse player, incredible soccer player. Went to college on a scholarship. Something's going on. There must be an announcement, right? You get that pop, getting a news pop. It's very difficult to trade news pops. No, 5 is small. 5 foot small. I think my daughter's like 5'2", maybe. And she's 37. Still plays soccer. But really struggling with muscle pulls and stuff. Right now, I'm just watching the markets. So I'll set up our breakout for the MNQ open. So I'll put that set up on the chart. Breakout. I'm going to load my template. Load MNQ new open is the name of the template. MNQ new open, right click it, rename it for the 24th, which is today. Load it. The time is 0, but it's 9:29. 9:29:59 is our trigger time. Brackets 35. I don't know if I'm going to be able, I may get an error on this account. I might not be able to trade this many contracts in this account. It's possible. I don't know if I can, let me see if I can check. Hang on 1 second. See if I can figure out, because I'll just trade less contracts. No, I cannot. I cannot. I can tell. So let's just trade it in a little bit more normal prop account. We'll trade it in 40. That's all. We'll put our MNQs in 40. so we can trade normally. So the breakout, first let's test the bracket with 0 time on sim. So first thing we'll do, test the bracket 0 time on sim. So we turn on
Order
our
submitted.
breakout, and it's not too
Order
wide, it's
canceled.
not too narrow, make it a little bit wider. So that looks fine. It's good for trading. So the MNQ, let me turn off all my MNQ setups so I can adjust them all. All right, so first thing first, click strategies, highlight the magnet, and we're going to change the account to a 40, number 40. So there's that. Apply it. Then we'll change the reverse continue to account 40. You need them all on the same account. You're not trading them all at the same time, but you can't be juggling charts and accounts during a market open. There's no time. So 40 on the MNQ. We tested our bracket. Our magnet's ready. So first thing I'll put on is the magnet so that we have all the buttons. Then we'll put on our breakout.
Order submitted.
We
Order
got to
canceled.
change the time on our breakout, right? Don't forget to change the time on your breakout. Don't leave it at 0. Breakout is 9:29:59 for the activation time on the MNQ. 9:29:59. Brackets 35. Targets of 30 and 100. Stop is 125. And the target one stop move, if I hit my first target, will go to break even. Apply it. Okay it. Now we're all set because our time is correct. All right, so we're basically waiting. We're in the middle of all the pivots. There's nothing close. RTY, we have to set up our range. So what are we doing on the RTY? We have a reverse continue set up on the RTY. Let me check one other account. Oh, I can't check that one. All right, so MNQ reverse continue. I never turned it back on. RTY, we have our reverse continue set up. It's one contract, 35 tick target, 35 tick stop. And let's put our RTY range on. Click News Trader. I have a template, so I'm going to load it. RTY range. And our RTY range. Go down to range, and we start the range at 925.00. 6 ticks above, 6 ticks below. Show the range graphics on chart. Then we go down to optional, auto, show vertical line on entry, uncheck it. Show vertical line on entry, uncheck it. Then we go up to the top, make sure a trade type is a range trade, which it will be, because I saved the template. But if you just loaded News Trader, you have to change your breakout to a range trade. Range end is 930.00. Position 1 is a 1. Position 2 is a 1. That means we have one contract for each trade, each position. Target 1 is 10. Target 2 is 20. Stop is 35. And the target 1 stop move is break even, BE. and then choose the account you're trading on. And apply it and OK it. Make sure your chart trader is on the right account. 66. This is a funded account. And turn on your range. Enable it. Um, so YMs are on 67. RTY is 66. The account, so make sure, I'm sure YM is on the right one, 67. And then the NQ setups, they're on 40. And now we're just waiting for the markets to open. Waiting for my real life to begin. Anybody know that song? Anybody know who did it without Googling it? Waiting for my real life to begin. I've talked about that song 1,000 times. It's one of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard. And you know who did it? What can it be now? Dun, dun, dun. Is it Who Can It Be Now? One of the most famous people ever, musicians who ever lived. Men at Work. Everybody knew that band. And when the band broke up, Colin Hay, who was one of the songwriters, he was the main guy, main singer. Eventually, Men at Work broke up, and Colin Hay started all over again, playing house concerts to 5 people. And then over the years, he developed a really nice solo career. And now he's actually in Ringo's All-Star Band. He's been in Ringo's All-Star Band, I think, for like 5 years. Usually people don't last in Ringo's All-Star Band, but the band now has been very stable. Steve Lukather from Toto is in it. Edgar Winter, right? Edgar Winter is in it, been in it for a long time. Hamish Stewart, I believe, from the Average White Band has been in it for a long time. There's one more very famous guy in Ringo's band. I forget who it is. So Ringo released a new album this week. No one cares. Ringo's albums aren't really, not really much to bother with. But Paul McCartney has a new album coming in May. That I'm interested in. I love Paul McCartney. I think he's a genius. And I think his voice is shot, but I still think he's a genius and love him. Kelton. I don't know. Kellen. I don't know that name. Don't know that name, Martha. Who's that? So I will let. I didn't know that he wrote a book, Frank. Is it any good? Steve Lukather is an insane person. I saw an interview with him. I don't know if it was the Rick Beato interview or it was an interview. He's so crazy. I don't know how anybody could even talk to him. He's truly nuts. Truly nuts. Not a normal dude. Amazing guitarist. Amazing. I love him too. He is a lunatic. He is a lunatic. I mean, one of the greatest guitarists who ever lived. Most people don't even know who he is. Been in Toto. He's one of the few remaining members of original Toto. And, you know, you gotta love Toto. Iconic. Africa, Rosanna. Those songs will be forever. But David Paich, Nobody knows who he is, but he wrote those songs. He was the main writer in Toto, David Page. He doesn't tour much anymore because he's very old and he's sick. He was the keyboard player. Really, he wrote, if you look him up, you will not believe the songs he wrote. Paitch, David Page. Amazing, amazing songwriter. Oh, Joe Walsh. Isn't Joe Walsh in Ringo's band? Is that what I'm thinking? Joe Walsh is in the band, isn't he? Not anymore. He was. He was.
So just to keep
Let's
users
find out.
aware with regards to the potential for talks in Pakistan between the US and Iran, as we're seeing a lot of conflicting reports from
So there's a lot of
m
conflicting
numerous media outlets in the
reports.
Middle East at the moment. Some saying that there are US officials on the way
Ah,
for
Greg
talks.
Bissonette on
Some saying that
drums.
Iran's delegation that's
Warren
going to Pakistan
Ham
will not be
from Kansas
participating in
and
talks.
Toto.
So really, there's just a lot
Colin
of
Hay,
noise at the moment and
Lukather,
no clear signal here.
Buck Johnson, not familiar with him. Doobies and Aerosmith. Greg Bissonette, the drummer, very, very famous drummer. Really good drummer. Colin Hay, Lukather, and Ringo. That's the current band. Joe Walsh is sober now. Not so crazy anymore. He was crazy because he was all hopped up. He was all hopped up. Hopped up on drugs. Very, very talented guy. The James Gang, one of the greatest bands of all time. Really, really good. Pre-Eagles. I don't know that name. I don't know who that is, Arthur. What's the guy's first name? Kelton in the Traveling Wilburys. I do not know that name. Keltner. You mean Jim Keltner, not Kelton. Jim Keltner, great drummer. Great drummer. I think that's who you're thinking of, right? Jim Keltner. Great, great drummer. Getting some selling off on the MNQ. So I will put the magnet on automatic for the YM. If it decides to go to the high or the low, I will allow it to trade. We will have a breakout trade on the MNQ initially, and we will have a range trade on the RTY. Those everything will trade. YM a little bit close to the VWAP to be a good opening VWAP trade at the moment. It's 20 ticks away. It's just not enough. You need a little more distance to make that work.
1 minute now until we get the market on open imbalance.
So 1 minute to go. We are due for a good MNQ trade. We have not had a good MNQ trade. It feels like 2 weeks. It really feels like it's been 2 weeks. That's the truth. All right, here comes the open.
10 seconds.
YM has a long way to go to get
Order
anywhere.
submitted. Order filled.
Okay, so
Market's
just
behind open
target
imbalance.
one.
S&P
Cannot
500, a
win
sell
on
side
this
of 50 million.
MNQ.
Nasdaq
I'm
100, a buy
really,
side of
really,
98
really
million.
thinking
Dow
of
30, a buy side of 23 million.
different
DAX
setup
7 stocks, a buy side of
for the
43 million.
MNQ for next week. Definitely going to consider something different. RTY only, for me, it hit one target and pulled back. Hit one target and pulled back. MNQ, I will consider signals possibly, but let's see what happens. YM, I'm just waiting. RTY looks like it wants to make a new high, but I wouldn't count on it because the indexes are pushing down, not up. Pushing down, not up.
Intel shares soaring
RTY, so that's a
86%
funded
to
account.
eclipse the
So
.com era
RTY
record high that
range
it
is
previously saw.
done. All right. I'm done trading. I'm not scalping that funded account. That's a very, very healthy account. I'm not interested in damaging it today with scalping. My RTY reverse continue. I'll change accounts on it, and I would consider scalping it on an account that
So in
I won't
sympathy with
damage it.
Intel, Qualcomm shares
So I'm going
rising
to put my
10%, AMD as well
RTY on
rising
39
11%.
with just one contract. I'm going to put a magnet on the RTY with one contract. High of day, low of day. 40 on the stop. Everything pretty much default. Just choosing that 39 account.
Nasdaq 100 hitting record highs.
RTY. Magnet. So let's watch the RTY, see if anything looks
So again,
interesting.
we're seeing quite a lot of conflicting
YM,
reports
if it
from
goes
media outlets
down,
on X here.
I
The
will
one we've
allow
seen
it
pop up a few times,
to
though, is that
fill
there will
the
be
short.
no Iran-US talks taking place between Araghchi's and the US
No
when they
talks
visit Pakistan, only
so
bilateral
far.
engagement.
They're
So I think this
saying,
came first
so far
from
they're
Al
saying no
Jazeera,
talks.
citing again
Al
people
Jazeera.
familiar.
MNQ just watching. That account is tradable. RTY reverse continue. And magnet in 39. So not getting a fill, it looks like, in the YM. So I think I'll move to a YM scalping account also for a moment. See if it fills to the short side or not. Give it a few minutes. Yeah, nothing's really following through that great. I mean, it seems like the market, we're not getting to the extremes. They're trading in the middle, if you know what I mean. And that makes trading hard. The YM looks like it may want to test that low. It's only a one contract trade if it does it. I'll let it fill if it does it. The MNQ, I'm definitely thinking about VWAP morning tests. The breakouts have been terrible. They've really not worked all week very well. Yeah, that's the other thing. A giant stop on the MNQ could be the other difference. A much bigger stop. Maybe try a week of big stops and see how that
Order
pans
submitted.
out. Okay, see if we can get this YM to fill. If I can move my stop to safety on the YM, I might consider expanding the target if I could get the stop to safety. Right now I can't get my stop to safety because it's going against me. I've just been on the wrong side of every trade, almost every trade this morning. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. I'm going to let it stop me out though because it's enough damage on one account. That's enough for today. I will not continue trading that account if this doesn't work. And I don't think it's going to.
Order filled.
Yeah, that's enough for that account. If it doesn't test the low and you get that close, and momentum's on our side, I'm just not going to take any more trades in that particular account because that's too important an account. I'll wait for a better trading day. So, but I will scalp it on a different account. We actually have to get ready for revised University of Michigan. Anyway, yeah, it's like yesterday, every single trade was a winner. Every single trade. And today it's like I gave it all back. Gave it all back. In that funded account, gave back almost every penny. And that is frustrating. What do we got? We really have to put it on ES now. So let's start from scratch on that chart. Let's get rid of, so our R at YM is gone. I'm putting ES in the middle. ES 0626, different account, because we have a trap trade for ES and we have a gold trap trade. So MNQ is done also. MNQ is done. So for the moment, we'll change our MNQ chart to a gold chart. GC 0626. We do have a DMM for Revised University of Michigan. Revised University of Michigan. Every day cannot be a winner. I mean, it is the way it is. We had some very good trades this week. So you just have to stop when you have to stop. I mean, it's just if you did damage to an account that matters on a day where nothing's going right, just stop trading that account and go on to a different account because you don't want to put yourself in jeopardy of blowing up a funded account, right? That you don't want to do. So just stop trading that particular account. Go to a regular account and try to get it funded. Better off change the focus. Now, one funded account made a few dollars in the RTY Open. So that's a plus. So that account, our RTY, is now, I don't like scalping the RTY in particular. It's just not my favorite scalping instrument. So, but I only need two charts for the rest of the morning. Anyway, 2 charts is plenty. So we've got the ES. So here's what we got coming up. RTY is done. That was a small profit. We're going to change our gold. Gold finally looks like it wants to test the high, but I got killed on gold this morning. Gold hasn't been following through, and it's really not much higher than it was when I was trading it this morning. So I would be extremely careful on gold. Our DMM is for a gold trap and an ES trap. So let's get set up for that. I'll show you the spike sheets. And this is probably the last trades of the day. Maybe stick around a little bit after the news. So gold, right click. I had an MNQ magnet. Let's modify that for gold. One position, a 40 tick target. And we'll stay on the same account. So this account is negative. No, you know what? Let's change it. GC magnet. We'll put gold on 41. 41. And then the gold reverse continue. One position. 40 tick target. 40 tick stop. Same account. We'll label it GC reverse continue. And account number 41. So we'll start fresh with our gold trap trade and our gold trading for this morning. Turn on the reverse continue. It definitely looks like it wants to test the high, but I don't think we're going to get to the short. I think the high is possible. Above 30 would be a good entry. It's starting to push finally. And we do have the trap to set up. It may test the high before the news. It just might. It's probably going to do it without me because I don't love trading right before news. The trap trade on gold, right click. Trap trade. One position, position one's a one, position two's a one, 9, 59, 55. The stop is 30. Tier 1 is 30. Tier 2 is 50. Label it Trap GC. And we're in account 41. I believe gold's going. It's going. Probably let it. Doesn't mean it's going to work. Doesn't mean it's going to work. Then we'll put a reverse continue on the ES. One position. 25 tick target. 25 tick stop. Label it ES. Reverse continue. And we'll try and make money back in that 40 account that we lost a little bit this morning. So we'll work on that 40 account for the ES trap trade. That's what we'll do. So we'll put the reverse continue on 40. It's labeled ES reverse continue. Don't forget to put the account chart trader on 40. Gold needs to be on 41. It is. And then we have a trap trade for the ES. $9.59.55 trigger. Stop of 20. Thinking 25, but 950, 955. Position 1 is 1, position 2 is 1. And the tiers are 18 and 30. Account 40. Label it trap ES. Apply it, okay it. So our ESs are in 40. Can also put a magnet on the ES, maybe for after the news. So put a magnet on, high of day, low of day. One position, standard target, -3. Stop of 30. Label it magnet. Put it on the same account, 40. Label it magnet, ES magnet. That's for after the news. You can turn it on now and see where your orders are shaping up. But I wouldn't take it till the news comes out. Gold, because it's really looking like it wants to push. I'd much rather see gold pull down right now. Let me grab our spike sheets.
So Al Hadath, citing a Pakistani source on the matter, said that the date for the start of the second round of US-Iranian negotiations has not yet been set.
Hang on, I'm just looking to see I don't have an ES spike
So
sheet.
this does somewhat confirm what we heard from a senior Iranian source earlier, which said that no Iran-US talks will take place during Araghchi's visit to
At the
Pakistan.
moment. All right, our gold spike
As again,
sheet.
another Pakistani source now just saying that a date has not been set for US-Iranian talks.
So the moves we've gotten in gold, we might be a little small on our tiers. 50 and 65.
Order submitted.
Gold filled. See if we can get this magnet to work.
Order filled.
All right, $400 on that trade. We were down 2 and now we're up to 10. Gold magnet got right to the tip, turning off the gold magnet for a minute, turning it off, turning it back on. Now just watching for possible signals. So that gold magnet worked. Thank goodness for that. Were we down? Was that account down? No, that account was flat. That was a $200 trade. 210. That account was flat. I think we are safe. We have a little bit small tiers. That's the one thing I'm thinking about. Increasing the tiers. If you look at the spike sheet, if we look at the spike sheet, let me show you one more time on gold. So what does the spike sheet mean? It's very simple. The spike sheet shows us that in March, we spiked 28 ticks on the news.
So in 10 minutes time now
February
at the top of
40,
the hour, we see the release of the
January
University of
43,
Michigan sentiment data. This is the April final
66
read.
in
For sentiment, the
December.
forecast is 48.5
So
from prior
nothing bigger
47.6
than
with a range
66.
of
You got to go
50.8
back to
to
September.
47. We've looked at the
That's
inflation
fine.
expectations.
Okay?
1-year inflation
That's
forecast to
fine.
remain unchanged at 4.8%. 5-year inflation expected to remain unchanged as well at 3.4%.
Given
The
our current
conditions
setup,
forecast 51 from the
where
prior
we have a
50.1 and
50 on our
expectations
tier
forecast
2 and
47.7
30
from the
on the
prior
stop,
46.1.
it keeps us completely safe for everything except when it traded with ISM. So that is an anomaly. It doesn't get even counted because it traded with a much bigger report. I believe our tiers are good. I'm going to go with our tiers. 30 and 50. We have a zone of safety of 80
Iran
ticks.
International reporting that the head of
Stop
the Parliament Centre of
and
Communications,
target
Media and Cultural
tier
Affairs,
2.
in
The
response to
stop
Galabaf's
and tier
resignation,
2
says
is our zone
Galabaf
of
has not
safety.
resigned and is
That
seriously
means you'd
engaged
have
in
to
his
get
activities.
80 ticks of movement on the
So Iran
report to
International
stop
calling
us
this
out
rumours
as
that
a
have been
spike.
spread with the aim of disturbing the public mind.
Now that was a good signal. That was a good gold signal. Only one high of the day. I guess thinking about the way gold's been trading today, 39 ticks so far. The way gold's been trading today, um, we might have gotten lucky it made the high because we're not seeing a lot of follow through this morning. We're just not getting a ton of follow through. So that signal was relatively quick. So we're a little bit too close to the news. I would look, I took the gold magnet before the news. I'll trade before news. I prefer it be 15, 20 minutes before news, not 5 to 8 minutes like we are now, because I don't want to get stuck in a trade and then it's a random up or down move from the news, right? I want to either trade the news or trade our setups. I don't want to enter on one of our setups and have it blasted on the from the news. Okay? Yeah, I think everybody understands what I mean. Now, gold's pulled off the high. You can almost trade a magnet again, right? But we're trading the news, so I'm just watching the high of day, low of day. I don't need the orders on the chart confusing the trap trades. Okay. First, we have some trap trade business, 2 of them. Make sure that when you turn on your setups, turn on your trap trade first so that you see the close button on your chart. So trap GC, I'm turning on first. That way you see the cancel button. I don't mean close, I mean cancel. If both tiers, both orders don't get filled, you may have to cancel your second order so you can move your stop to safety. Check the trap ES. Do we see the cancel button? If you don't see it, widen your chart. All right? At least so you see the cancel button. You want the cancel button so that if you get a good trap trade and you get to opportunity to move your stop to safety, that you do it. Then I would turn on the magnet. All right, magnet. So you see all the buttons. And then I would turn on the reverse continues. ES gave a nice little VWAP signal here. Or it's starting to be a nice signal. You never know, right? VWAP signals can be a lot crazier because you could do a lot of testing around the VWAP. You go up, you go down, you go up, you go down, and then you
In
generate
5
a
minutes
signal
time
every
now, at
time
the top of
momentum
the hour, we
changes.
see the release of the University of Michigan data April final read. For the sentiment, the forecast is 48.5 from the
Now,
prior
this is not the
47.6,
main
with a range of
University of Michigan
50.8
report.
to
This is the
47
secondary
expected.
report.
We
The
also get
main
the
report
inflation
was 10 days ago.
expectations breakdown. 1-year inflation forecast to remain unchanged at 4.8%. 5-year inflation
It's
to remain
usually
unchanged at
slower,
3.4%. The
less
conditions
volatile.
forecast 51 on the prior 50 spot
Let's get
1,
our news
and
up.
expectations forecast 47.7 on the prior 46 spot 1.
All right. So they're expecting inflation expectations 3.4%, 1 year 4.8. That's high. Consumer sentiment below 50. That's crappy. I'm thinking we're going to see a pretty crappy report.
The S&P 500 is pairing gains out of the opening gate. It's nearly flat now, just up spot 1%.
They have not determined if there's going to be talks. Have not determined talks. So we've got less than 3 minutes to go for the news. Remember, what is a trap trade? We expect the market to go one direction, fill us in the opposite direction, and then when it reverses, we make our money on the reversal. If everything just explodes in one direction, that's like the worst thing that could happen on a trap trade. Trap trade, you want a move in one direction, it puts you in the opposite direction, and then it reverses.
The UK 20-year gilt yield is on course for its highest close since
And you
August
make
of
your money on the
1998.
reversal.
It's last up at around 5.58 basis points, 2 basis points up on the day.
Five seconds before the news, orders will show on the chart, and you can adjust the it's not a word, the verticalness of your chart so you can see all your orders. You could adjust the height of your chart, the verticularity. That's not a word either. Verticularity of the chart. Is that a word? Verticularity? I just made that up. The verticularity of the chart. I like that word. I like it a lot better than verticalness. Adjust its verticalness. Adjust its verticularity. That sounds very real. Adjust by it. That's a little bit more normal.
1 minute remaining for the data. I'll lead with the University of Michigan sentiment data.
All right, so we'll see if we get movement. We should get movement. The question is, will we get crazy movement? Normally, we wait a minute or so before we cancel a trap trade that doesn't fill.
10 seconds.
Order submitted.
Okay, so those orders are spread apart
Order
nicely.
submitted.
These orders are
49 spot
spread
8, 49
nicely.
spot 8 higher than forecast, 48 spot 5.
So it's a
1 year
little
inflation,
bit
4
better
spot
than
7%, 4
expected
spot 7%,
on
lower than forecast, 4 spot 8%.
some of the
With 5 year
news.
inflation at 3 spot 5%, 3
Order
spot
canceled.
5%,
Inflation, so
which
our
is higher than
ES
forecast, 3 spot
filled.
4%.
If we get a
Expectations of
reversal,
48 spot
you
1,
need to
higher than
cancel
forecast,
the
47
outer
spot
tier.
7.
If it happens
And conditions
before
at 52 spot 5,
it goes
higher than
down
forecast,
anymore.
51.
If it keeps going down, then it may fill our second tier. Okay? Right now, it hasn't filled the second tier and it hasn't reversed.
We have posted the UMIC sentiment
Gold
futures
hasn't
report
filled
on the feed
yet.
for those interested.
So if we get a reversal in the ES, that's what we're looking for. Gold,
And so further confirmation now again
it's
from two
over a
Pakistani
minute.
sources.
So
This
I
is a
would
major news wise this
cancel
time though,
the
saying
gold
that Iran's
trap.
foreign minister will be
Trap
on a brief visit to
GC
Pakistan
is a
for
cancel.
bilateral
All
talks,
right.
again ruling out
Our
any
tiers were just
trilateral
too
or
big.
US-Iran negotiations.
Okay,
Order
we're getting
canceled.
a reversal. Cancel the outer tier.
Order canceled.
We got our reversal in the ES. Stop to safety. Expand the target in case there's something going on in the news.
The two
Now you
Pakistani
try
sources
to
to the news wise
trail
though do say that
without
Iran Foreign
getting
Minister
too
Aragchi
close.
will discuss
Okay?
his side of the proposal for talks with the US.
Try
Order
to.
This being
All right,
canceled.
relayed
so
to
look,
the
we
US by the
made
Pakistani officials.
150 on the ES trap. If it keeps going up, we got out too soon. Right now, it's $1.50 on the trap. Gold, it didn't
Reports
really
that
move
China
far
lifts
enough.
retaliatory
I'm going to
measures
get
against
rid
two
of
European
the ES
Union banks.
trap because I'm done trading it. Now the ES is going back down, so it looks like maybe we got out at the right place. We made $1.50 back out of our loss, so that's a good thing. And now we can put the high of day, low of day magnet back on. All right, let's see if anything interesting happens, high of day, low of day. If you want to make it automatic, and if the ES decides to make a new low, you could let it trade if you want to. Same thing with gold. I think I'm going to just let gold sit. Gold, I don't really have a good handle on gold today. Some days I feel like I really know gold well. I don't feel like I know gold well today. And you could just see that our trap, it fit, it was correct for our spike sheet. Everything was correct for our spike sheet. If you don't get a big enough move, you don't get filled. And that's okay. That's normal. Sometimes you get a trap that doesn't fill, and that's common. It's pretty common. So we don't need the trap, the strategy. The ES, the question is, are we going to get follow through if it enters towards the low? I'll take the risk. I'll let it trade. It did initially look like it was going to go up and give us an amazing trap trade, and then it changed direction. So both of those trades, not both, the ES trade, you had to cancel the outer tier to get your stop to safety. You had to cancel the outer tier because both orders did not fill. And that's normal too. You don't always get a complete fill of both orders. It's got to be a pretty decent sized move. Gold, it just seems to me gold's really chopping. You get big candles when gold chops, but I'm just not dying to take another gold trade. I just feel like gold, it may go back now and test that high again, but I just not feeling, like I said, I'm feeling, I don't know gold today. Son of a animal face. Son of an animal face. Gold is not easy. Look at this.
ABC reporting that the
Something's going
Department
on.
of Justice are expected to drop the criminal probe of Fed's Chair Powell.
Okay, they're dropping the criminal probe against Powell, of course, because it was fraudulent. It was a manipulation of the Department of Justice. It was a disgrace. That's because they want Warsh in there. Otherwise, he's going to have to wait. Because Senator Tillis, the only senator who has a set of yarbles, said he wouldn't confirm Warsh until the
This is coming
case
from a
against
reporter
Powell
on
was
X saying
finished.
that the Department of Justice is expected to drop its
There
criminal
was no
investigation
case
into Fed's
against
Powell
Powell.
as
They
soon as
were
Friday,
building a
ending
building.
standoff that threatened to delay the confirmation of Powell's successor at the central bank. Again, according to sources telling a reporter.
That's another taco. Gold made a new high. Now, it seemed to be moving on that news. That's kind of interesting. I mean, that was the only news report that might have caused gold to move. It certainly seemed like gold moved on that news, on the Fed news. Just watching for a minute too, folks. I think I'm going to be done here. We had a busy, pretty good week. Anybody have any questions? So we had a winning trap to finish the day. We had a winning gold magnet to finish the day. So at least nice to end on a positive note. Definitely nice to end on a positive note.
Sky News Arabia reporting that US ambassador to the UN says the Iranian regime is becoming increasingly desperate and it's facing shortages in storage capacity. It may soon be forced to shut down oil wells.
Any questions? Anyone? Otherwise, I'm going to say everybody have a nice weekend. Let me close out our YouTube stream. Thanks everybody for joining us on YouTube. We'll see you next week. I didn't even look at the schedule yet, but hit the like button, hit the streaming button. You know the buttons to hit. And thanks for joining us on YouTube.